Aluhu.
Aluhu.
Hold up. Hold that key. Ashudala Enumalea Botenu. Abiyama, yes, Kababiako. Atapados, where Shemeka Pados, Padu Shemeka Nulamae. Shamlu Bene El Shabbat Lasso, El Shabbat Ledoro Tamili Ola. Beni Bene Israel Oti Leola. Kisha Shaymi Masa El Shaddai Wa Shamayim. Where to Alex, by Omas V, Shabbat Why not fast. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Shabbat, to observe the Shabbat throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. With the sign between me and the children of Israel forever, that 6 days he rested from his work, and the 7th day he rested from his cease from his work. Baruch Shemeka, Baruch Shemineka, Baruch Torateka, Baruch Yushateka, El Shaddai Melech, El Shaddai Malach, El Shaddai Elok, Olam Ha'ed, Baruch Shem Kabul Makuto, Olam Ha'ed, Baruch Kabul Elohim, Yikomon Lekeyo, Hallelujah, Olam Ha'ed. First of all, I'd like to give all honor and praise to the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, the great, mighty, revered God, the Most High God, who bestows loving kindness and possesses all things, who remembers the pious deeds of the patriarchs, the Most High, slow of anger, great in kindness, forgiving iniquity and transgressions, but who are by no means clearly guilty, visiting iniquities of fathers upon the children to the 3rd and 4th generation. The Most High's work is perfect, for all his ways are perfect, for all his ways are just and perfect. Just God is he. Maybe see it. Giving due respect and honor to my father, leader of and head of Ben Azak and Maccabees, chief of liaison, to the chief men, princes, brothers and sisters, I say unto you, the tongue of my forefathers, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Tonight, we are going to speak about the Feast of Unleavened Bread. What you can eat on the Feast of Unleavened Bread, what you shouldn't be eating on the Feast of Unleavened Bread, what you need to get out of your houses on the Feast of Unleavened Bread, okay? What you can do and what you can't do during the feast on the first and the last day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So with that, now, we're going to go into Exodus 12. Now, what I'm going to go into, and everything that I go into, is going to be in the book. The Feast of Unleavened Bread is on the April 1st at sundown. April 1st at sundown. So now, during this appointed time, these are times, these are in commemoration of when the nation of Israel left Egypt. And we left Egypt in haste. When we left Egypt, we had no time to leaven our dough. If we didn't have time to leaven our dough, what that tell you? That we had dough already put together, already made. But the kneading troughs was bounded up, and we wasn't able to knead the dough. So therefore, we had to put the dough together, and we had to bake the dough in haste, bake the bread in haste without adding leaven. How do you add leaven in your dough? What is the process, or what do you do to add leaven in your dough? A lot of people say things that's not in the book.
Right.
Don't tell me it takes 18 minutes for a dough to leaven and I ain't read it in the book. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. If you can't prove it to me with the book, then I don't want to hear it. Our forefathers didn't need other books to prove this. So we're going to go into, and the book tells us how the dough gets leavened. It tells us how the dough gets leavened. So let's go to Exodus 12. We're going to go into Exodus 12. We're going to go into Leviticus 23. We're going to go into Hosea chapter 7, because Hosea chapter 7 tells you details how the dough gets leavened. And we're going to go into 1 Samuel in the time of King Saul, when he went to the witch of Endor. That also gives you an example of how to get the dough leavened or not. Okay, so let's go into Exodus 12.
Exodus chapter 12. The Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you.
1 second. Before you go into that, so I see the question on there. The question was asked, is tonight the Sabbath for y'all? Asking the question, is tonight the Sabbath? Well, a lot of people start their Shabbat in the day, because you have people that's just coming into this way of life telling people that the Shabbat starts in the day. Well, I can go through that also, because according to Genesis 1, it says from evening to morning is one day. And then when evening comes again, we're going into another cycle. Evening and morning is one day. So the beginning of the second day, it starts at evening. Now people getting all mixed up. It says day though. The day don't, playing word games. A bunch of word games. Word games. See, and this is why we have to serve God being cautious. Because number one, ain't nobody here today with the inspiration of Moses to explain this. So to keep myself safe, I'm going to continue to do what my father showed me. How my father taught me. You know why? Because we started out, not we, because I wasn't even born. But he started out keeping the Shabbat in the day. And he said, I forgot what happened or what took place, but he switched it and said, nah, no more of that. Because he used to party and go out and do things. And once the day come, once the Shabbat day, the sunrise come up, then he will go into camp and have teachings, but it don't make sense. Don't make sense. So I start my Shabbat at the eve. At the eve, and it ends at eve. Because another example is when Nehemiah, in Nehemiah chapter 13, in Nehemiah chapter 13, Nehemiah shut the gates. But you have people talk against that. The book means what it says and it says what it means.
That's right.
Why did Nehemiah shut the gates at even? The Shabbat is going its way in. The Shabbat is coming in. But Nehemiah shut the gates before the Shabbat started. So now we come up with all these explanations. We cannot come up with our own explanations to satisfy what's in your decrepit mind. To prove what's in your decrepit mind. So you add your own interpretation to what it says, and then you spread this virus to thousands and hundreds of people to confuse. It's confusion. It's confusion. It's confusion. Nehemiah shut the gates at even. Did it explain why? What was the explanation that Nehemiah gave why he shut the gates at even? So the explanation that you're giving me, I don't see it there. But the explanation I do see is that he shut the gates before the Shabbat. That's all I read there. And that's where I keep it at. That's our problem, man. This is our problem. Oh, you ain't the Levite. You can't teach the law. I mean, go ahead, man. Go finish sucking on bones.
Yeah.
Go suck on a bone marrow like you've been sucking on. That's why you're losing your mind. Because you're eating and sucking on things that you don't need to be eating and sucking on.
That's right.
So you're losing your mind. God is taking your mind.
That's right.
God taking your mind. You think God want all of us? God don't want all of us. God don't love all of us. Some of us he despises and hates.
Right.
I said some of us he despises and hates because of our ways. Because of our dirty ways before God. We want to add on. We want to add on and take away. We want to keep adding on to what God said to substantiate your sick mind. The virus is spreading. It's spreading.
At a rapid pace.
It's spreading. Exodus chapter 12.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
Hold up. No, sis, you're not being offensive. Not only you, but this is being taught throughout the nation, all over. Of course, the day ain't now. This ain't daytime. The day is when the sun rises. But people say that they start their Shabbat in the day. But they can't explain why Nehemiah shut the gates at evening. Of course the day starts when sunrise. The day starts, but the Shabbat don't start at sunrise. The Shabbat starts at evening. And it ends at evening.
And that's substantiated a day starting and ending at evening.
That's it. The evening is a word named Erev. Erev means evening, and it also means a mixture. Because why it says a mixture? Until it was all a mixture, until God separated the darkness from the light.
That's where you get the mixture.
And then when you read Genesis 1, it says the evening and the morning is one day.
The evening has to get counted.
One day, evening gotta get counted in. You can't just say evening gotta get counted in.
That's right.
But then you have people that teach against that, and they put a separation. They put a separation, evening and I don't understand this, because I was just talking to a brother about this, and there's no. I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I just get real passionate and excited about God when I speak about these laws. That's it. I'm not angry, and my job is to explain the law in the simplest form, so that the ones asking the question can understand it. My job is to teach the laws of God clearly so that people can understand this. But the way I teach the law is according to what it says. I don't go by rabbinical, rabbis, shoot the kangaroo, halakha, all that. I don't go by none of that. Because our forefathers ain't had that. Show me where Moses had a halakha.
Only Torah.
Show me where Moses had to shoot the kangaroo.
Only Torah.
No, he had the Torah.
That's it.
And that was it.
So you mean?
That's to tell you and show you how far we are from God.
Mm.
God kicked us in our back and kicked us out the land because of our atrocities. The atrocities against his laws. Atrocities against his laws. He said, get out my land. Now, after I done kicked you out, I'm going to throw the sword after you. The sword coming after you, pestilence coming after you, the elements turning against you, everything is turned against us because we refuse to acknowledge our faults before God. I said we refuse to acknowledge our faults before God.
That's the reason why.
Migrated into Africa, got well mixed and mingled with these Hamitic nations. Huh? After so many years in Africa, mingling with these Hamitic nations, we became them, just like in Egypt. 430 years in Egypt, living like Egypt, serving the same gods and idols like Egypt. We left there with the mentality of Egyptians. So what do you think these people today calling themselves Israelites? They had the mentality of America, of heathens. Yeah, you Israel, oh, I serve God, but your mentality, but you think like a heathen. You think like an American. In order to serve God, you got to change your thinking pattern. You can't continue to think the same way you was thinking before. Because then that's what's going to cause the disruption. That's what's going to cause you pinpointing and picking what you want to agree with from what you don't want to agree with, because your mentality is not towards this. You don't think like this. Time sheet.
This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation.
Okay, now. Listen now. And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. That's it.
That's when you start counting.
That's it. The beginning of months, which means what? What's the first month?
First month. That's what it means.
That's what it means. This is the beginning of months. Okay? This is the first month. Right? It shall be the first month of the year to you. Self-explanatory. That's plain and simple. This is the first month of a year. The beginning of the year, when the turning of the year begins, is in Abib.
That's right.
That's it. Just like the beginning of the year starts in January. Huh? The beginning of the year in the book started in Abib, with Abib.
That's what it is.
Tom sheet.
Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Your lamb shall be without blemish.
Your lamb shall be without blemish, which means this lamb has to be 100% perfect.
100%
Because anything we gave to God had to be perfect,
100%.
with no blemish. We couldn't give no lamb that was sick, with scurvy, or 3 legs, maimed, crippled, 1 eye, because that shows what you think about God. It shows how you think about God. So if I'm going to offer up something to God, I offer up my best to God. I say I offer up top notch. I give my best to the Creator. I'm not going to give God what I don't want. I'm not going to give God what I don't like. Huh? And that's what we did at a certain time in history. We gave God animals for offerings with blemishes that we didn't want for ourselves. We kept the perfect and the healthies to ourselves and gave God the 3-legged animal, the ones with scurvy, the ones that were sick and maimed. Gave God what we want. After that, When we did that, God looked at us and said, you robbed me. You robbed me. He said, how did I rob you? You robbed me of my sacrifices. I said, you robbed me of my sacrifices. You know the rules. You know the rules. Don't give me nothing that you don't want.
That's right.
Go ahead.
A male of the first year,
Uh-huh.
you shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats,
Mm-hmm.
and you shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
Verse what?
Verse 7.
And the what?
And the whole congregation and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it
in the evening.
Verse 7.
Right.
And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses.
Okay, wait a minute. He said, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
The evening.
Okay? The 14th day. And when evening come, kill the lamb. Okay, let's read.
And they shall take of the blood.
So now after you don't kill the lamb, take the blood and do what?
And strike it on the two
Strike
side
it on
posts.
the two side posts.
And on the upper door posts.
On the upper door posts.
Wherein they shall eat it.
Wherein they shall eat it.
They shall eat the flesh at that night, roast with fire.
Eat the flesh that night, roast with fire.
And unleavened bread.
And unleavened bread. Okay, go ahead.
And with bitter
herbs
they shall eat it.
Now this was just for that night. This was the 14th day at even. That was just for that night. This is not something that we have to continue doing. That was just for that night. Right. Go ahead.
Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water.
Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast it with fire. Okay? Go ahead.
His head, with his legs,
with his legs,
and with the pertinence
thereof.
And you shall let nothing of it remain until the morning.
Don't let it remain until the morning. So after you done roast it that whole night and you're eating, in the morning it can't remain. Nothing remains in the morning at daybreak. Read.
And that which remaineth of it until the morning you shall burn with fire. And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. You shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night.
And the reason why it was called Passover was because the death angel passed over the land of Egypt by the nation of Israel putting that blood on their doorposts. That's what kept the death angel from coming into their house. Okay, go ahead.
I will pass through the land of Egypt this night and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. The Lord and the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. When I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. And this shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread.
Okay. Wait a minute. We want to talk this. Oh, it's day. Shabbat day. That's when the Shabbat starts, right? But this says 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. So what you telling me? I can eat regular bread at night?
Because the day only starts on the sunrise.
Because the day only starts at sunrise?
So it's like the evening don't count now.
So I can eat it at night?
It's free fall.
It's the same instance.
Like tonight's free fall.
Same instance. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. Read.
Even the first day ye shall put away leaven.
First day ye shall put away what?
Leaven.
Leaven. The Hebrew word for leaven, right, is seor. Seor. Seor means leaven or yeast. leaven or yeast. Okay? We didn't have leaven. We didn't have baking soda.
No,
We didn't have no yeast.
Didn't exist.
But again, how did we leaven our bread? What was the process, or what did these people do to leaven their bread? We're going to get into that. Let's read.
Verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses.
Okay, so all the leaven must be out of your houses. Read the ingredients on everything in that cabinet. Make sure you're getting plain water and not the water that they add sodium bicarbonate and all these things inside of it.
Even water.
Be careful. Read the water. Okay?
Water.
Read everything. Because everything that has leaven in it must be out of your houses. Okay?
Mandatory.
Tom She.
For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
Okay?
And in the first day there shall be a holy convocation.
Okay, in the first day, there shall be a holy convocation. Okay, what is that word? Convocation. That's a holy gathering.
Gathering. Right?
It's a holy gathering. We must gather on the first day. Okay, so now, can we have vinegar? The vinegar sours, right? They were saying you can't have vinegar because it sours.
It ferments.
But you have two words. Two words. Chametz. Chametz. Chametz is leaven. All right? Chametz. The Hebrew word for sour is chamatz. Nowhere in the book will you see chamatz. It's not in it.
Refers to leaven.
It's only referring to leavened bread.
Not things that sour.
Not things that sour. I'm going to prove.
ferment.
I'm going to prove why I said nothing that sour or ferments. I'm going to prove all that. Okay? Go ahead.
And in the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation to you.
In the what?
And in the 7th day
On the 7th day,
there shall be a holy convocation.
there shall be a holy convocation. But I thought we ain't supposed to be leaving. You got to gather. You have to gather. That was another instance where this woman, her son died. Her son died. And she was going to see the prophet. And her husband asked her, he said, wherefore? Why? Why are you going to see the prophet? It's not new moon or Shabbat. What does that mean? But a lot of brothers that I'm speaking to and proving this to, they come up with their own idea or their own reason. And they teach against it. Oh, that don't mean that you used to gather on Shabbat.
He said,
Let's go by what it says. Did the book explain that verse? When you read it, there was no explanation when you read certain verses. You just got to take it for what it says. That's it.
That's what God wants.
That's it.
That's what the Most High wants.
We take these words, we read the book, take the words for what it says without adding your own interpretation to what you think it means. To what you think it means. We got to gather, man. God said we're supposed to have a holy convocation. The reason why our forefathers stayed in their houses they're in the wilderness. There was no gathering going on. They're in the wilderness.
Stay in your house.
He said, stay in your house.
Holy
It's the seventh day. You ain't gonna find no manna. But the people left their houses looking for manna, looking for bread. After God told them, take a omer. You need double, take 2 omers, because you're not gonna find it in the field. Stay in your tents.
They didn't believe God.
They didn't believe God.
They didn't believe him.
They didn't believe God, but all that was proving grounds. All that was a test to prove the people whether they believed in God or not. And they failed. It's very important to take these words for what it says and don't add your own interpretation and your own opinion to what you think it means.
Correct.
And teaching people this foolishness.
Seeing it right in your own eyes.
Let's read.
Exodus chapter 12, in the middle of verse 16.
Time sheet.
No manner of work shall be done in them.
Okay. No manner of work shall be done on what day? The first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread and the 7th day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Not every feast you can cook. There's only one feast that you can cook on. And we're about to read that now. The rest of these feast days, Yom Teruah, Chag Sukkot, the blowing was Yom Teruah, Chag Sukkot. Give me some more. Feast of Booths, Feast of Weeks. You can't cook on those days because to cook is work. When you cook, it's work. It only states one day in the book that you can cook on. And when it states this, it don't say this. It don't say this on no other appointed time. Let's read it. Let's read it.
No manner of work shall be done in them.
It says no manner of work shall be done in them. The Hebrew word for no manner of work is what? Kal melaka. Lo tasu. Okay? Malaka is work. Malaka is work. And it didn't specify what kind of work. It says no work. No housework.
No activity.
No going to no job. No type of work. I'm not washing no dishes. I'm not handling no business.
Completing business.
I'm not doing none of this. Because it says no manner of work shall be done. Let's read.
Save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
Say that again.
Save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
We hear that? We hear that?
That's it right.
So now let's read it again now. It says, no manner of work shall be done. Save only, the only work can be done is what you are going to be preparing for yourself. Okay? Whatever you're going to prepare for yourself, you can do that. It says it there. But that statement, you don't read that for no other feast days. No other feast days. So when these other feast days comes, you have to prepare your food from the day before, from before the feast day come in. Because if you cooking on those feast days, you are in violation. The only feast day that you can cook on is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Time sheet.
Verse 17. And ye shall observe the Feast of Unleavened Bread, for in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread.
The first month on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread.
Until the 1 and 20th day
of
the month
at even. Okay? Which means it ended at even.
Start and finish.
So when the start and finish is at evening. Lord have mercy. Whoever is starting their Shabbat in the day, you are in violation. That's not the standards that God set. That's not the standards that God set. Stop looking on. Look, man. Go ahead. Let's read.
7 days shall there be no leaven
So
found
now
in your house.
there is 7 days that leaven cannot be found in our houses.
Right.
So we have to clean our houses. We have to make sure that all the leaven is out of our houses before the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We cannot be around it. The Feast of Unleavened Bread, again, comes in April 1st at sundown, which is the second. That's around the corner. That's right around the corner. That's right. Tom, see?
7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses.
7 days. 7 days. There shall be no leaven found in your houses. Right? Go ahead.
For whosoever eateth that which is leaven, even that soul shall be cut off.
So whosoever eateth that which is leaven, even that soul shall be cut off.
From the congregation of Israel.
From the congregation of Israel.
Whether he be a stranger.
Whether he be a stranger.
Or born in the land.
Or born in the land.
You shall eat nothing leavened.
You shall eat nothing leavened. The strangers are obligated to follow the rules also.
That's right.
Okay? Because you done took on this custom. You done took on you done took on this way of life. You chose this way of life, so therefore you are bounded by these rules. We cannot continue to treat the strangers like they're the outcasts. We gotta start treating people like they're the outcasts because we was commanded to love the strangers. God commanded us to love the strangers. But when the strangers come around, we shun them and push them away. We shun them and push them away. And then later on, God said, remember that you was a stranger in Egypt and you didn't like the treatment in Egypt. So why do you treat this poor stranger the way he, why you treat this man like that? Why? Where we at, brother?
Verse 20. Ye shall eat nothing leavened. In all your habitations shall you eat.
So hold that verse there. So, in the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? Save which every man shall eat. No, okay, there it is. Save that, hold that verse where you at. Exodus 12, verse 16. And in the first day there shall be a holy convocation. And in the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat. That means on the first and on the last day, which we are supposed, which God commanded us not to do no work, but the only work that is permissible, the only work that is allowed is that I am able to cook for myself whatever I need to eat. That's what the book says. And what I said was on the rest of the feast days, they didn't have that standard. They don't have that rule. Sukkot don't have this rule. This was only said about the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So I and my household only cook on the first on the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the first and the last day. But when Yom Teruah come, I don't cook on Yom Teruah. When Sukkot come, I don't cook on Sukkot. When these other appointed times come around, I don't cook on those days. I make sure I prepare my food on the day before because those feast days does not they don't have that standard like the Feast of Unleavened Bread. They don't have that standard, that rule. The Feast of Unleavened Bread on the first and the last day, you can cook. Okay, I don't have to prepare my food from the day before. On the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we can go. I could go in the kitchen and cook up a meal, bake some bread, and come out and eat. And I won't be violating the day because God allowed it. It's right here. So, on those feast days, Not because of the feast means you can cook. Because God said you should not do no work. No malaka means work. No abad, aboda means to serve. Okay? Let's read. Go back to that verse where you was at.
Verse 20. Ye shall eat nothing leavened.
You shall eat nothing leavened. Again, the Hebrew word for leaven is chametz. Again, like I said, chametz has nothing to do with fermentation or sour. Nothing. The Hebrew word for chametz is leaven. The Hebrew word for sour is chamatz. Two different words. Chametz and chamatz. One means leaven, one means sour or fermented. And this is why I said vinegar, you can have vinegar. It's not leaven. It's not leaven. It's just sour. But God ain't talking about sour. It ain't talking about sour. Or unless you also add, or unless they add yeast inside of vinegar, inside that vinegar, and then so now you have to do your research to make sure that how they made the vinegar, or if they add any yeast in that vinegar. Time sheet.
In all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread.
In all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread. Time sheet.
Verse 21. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the Passover.
And kill the Passover. Now, the Passover was just that one instance. It was just a one-shot deal. Okay? We are not observing Passover. We are observing the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The Passover was in commemoration when the death angel passed over Egypt and killed the firstborn of Egypt. We was commanded to put blood on our doorposts and on the upper posts to keep the death angel from killing our firstborn. Okay? Go ahead, Tom C.
And you shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin.
Okay.
And strike the lintel on the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. For the Lord.
None of you. What verse is that?
That was verse 22.
Okay. It says, he shall take the bunch with blood from the basin, strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin, and none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. So we can't leave the house until the morning. That whole night, the death angel was rampant. Rampant. God says, stay in the house. Do not leave the house. You are protected as long as you stay in the house. Because that blood, the death angel was giving strict commands.
That's correct. Say it again, man.
I said, God has given the angel strict commands. Just like he put the mark on certain people. Who to touch, who not to touch. So now, we're in Exodus 12, verse 23. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, don't make a mistake. Don't forget. Don't forget and just put the blood on the side post and forget the lintel, because he coming in. He coming in. He coming in. Because this death angel had direct orders. He had direct orders. Direct orders. So we have to follow the order that God set up. The order. There's an order to follow in this. When we go against the order, we ain't doing it right. And God can't accept us wholehearted. God can't accept us this way. We have to do this in its perfection, the way it is read, so that God, in its entirety, so that God can accept it, because it's done the way He told you to do it.
Right.
You're doing it the way God ordered you to do it. Okay, let's read it.
And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door, and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you.
What verse is that?
Verse 24.
Time sheet.
And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. And it shall come to pass, when ye be come to the land which the Lord will give you, according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service. And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? That ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the house of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses. And the people bowed their head and worshiped. And the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, and from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. And Pharaoh arose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt.
Great cry in Egypt. The Creator hardened Pharaoh's heart against doing the thing that is right. Pharaoh wanted to let the children of Israel from the first day on his own. But God hardened his heart against doing the right thing. So the same way God hardened Pharaoh's heart, He can harden your heart. He can harden our heart very easily against doing the right thing that is godly. Why? Why? Because we can call this to ourselves. The works of our hands and what bring this thing, what the works of our hands, the things we do in life is what determines our path. The things we do in life is what determines your direction and your path in this life. Tom sheet.
But there was not a house where there was not one day. He called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, rise up and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go, serve the Lord as he has said. Verse 32, also take your flocks and your herds, as he has said, and be gone, and bless me also.
And bless me also. At this point in time, Pharaoh recognized. Pharaoh has recognized. He recognized. If God, look, he recognized, man. But God did all that to show him his glory, to show him his power. He had to break him because Pharaoh had a lot of pride in him. Pharaoh had, he had so much pride in him. Pharaoh used to come out at evening and before the Nile River, like he brought the sun out. Like he was the one. Pharaoh thought he was God.
He said he was God.
He thought he was God. He thought he was the one that brought the sun out. Why do you think God plagued this nation? God plagued all the Egyptians with plagues challenging their idols.
That's correct.
Oh, you said you the sun god? Oh, you the one that brought the sun out? He said, I'm gonna bring darkness. Bring the sun out now. Because I done commanded the sun not to come out.
Bring it out now.
Now I put thick darkness. Bring the sun out.
What now?
Thick darkness. And the only spot that had light was the nation of Israel in what? In Goshen. In Goshen. The locusts came in, destroyed their crop. That was their economy. That was their economy. Egypt, after Pharaoh had those dreams with Joseph, after that, Egypt was riding high.
That boosted them.
Because they
everybody.
They was riding high. God had to bring them down.
Yeah.
They owned everything. That's correct.
It was riding high.
That's
All
correct.
nations came through them.
That's right. Sold their bodies, their land,
All nations.
houses, yeah.
Tom
That's
sheet.
correct. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste. So they said, "We be all dead men."
Gonna kill us all. Go ahead.
And the people took their dough.
Uh-oh. And the people took their dough. What does that mean right
They
there?
already had those.
That means they had their dough already made.
Already.
Yeah.
Only God knows how long the dough was sitting.
Sitting there. That's the way it was.
So you're gonna tell me still when it sours, that's leaven?
No.
How?
Sour and leaven too.
How if the dough's sour, it's leaven and they had their dough already?
The dough was there already.
The dough was there already.
Mhm.
Okay. Now we're gonna let's read now. We just gotta read this book with a little bit of common sense and ask God for some understanding
Right.
to open your eyes.
That's right.
I'm not gonna add on and I'm not gonna take away. I'm just gonna voice what it says.
Mhm.
And the people took their dough before it was leavened. Right?
Mhm.
Okay? Right? Their dough to them before it was yekmats. Yekmats. I gotta look up that word. Yekmats. That's 34. Let me look up that Hebrew word there. 1 second. Exodus 12.
34.
Verse 30, Exodus 12, verse 34. Right? So the Hebrew word for that word, yechmatz. Let's find out this word here. Yep. Kametz. Yechmatz means kametz. Kametz. Leaven. Yeast. All right? Before it was leaven, they're kneading troughs. What are kneading troughs?
We need the bread.
Their kneading troughs are where, or kneading troughs or kneading bowl. Those things was used to leaven the dough. So now I'm going to tell you something about what I saw on Discovery Channel or Science Channel, or it says how it was made. So Discovery Channel had a program on how it was made. And the program came on about how they made the matzos. Now be for real. Are those unleavened bread or is it crackers?
Crackers.
Please be truthful with yourself. Are they crackers or is it bread?
Crackers.
That's not bread. So now on this show, the Jewish guy took the dough and he put it in a mixing bowl. A big vat, right? And the machine kneaded the dough for hours. It wasn't 15 minutes.
No.
It wasn't 18 minutes because we always listening to these people. Okay? We always listening to these people. Okay? Now, so the dough, he took the dough, put it in the bowl in the machine, and then knead the dough for hours. He left it there. Came back, the dough was so light. The more you knead it, the lighter the dough got.
Mhm.
According to the book, when you knead the dough, that is what leavens the bread.
Mhm.
That's why their kneading troughs was bound up. But I'm not telling you nothing off the side of my head. I'm gonna prove the scripture. I'm gonna go into different books and I'm gonna prove to you what I said. Remember what I said now. The kneading troughs was bounded up. So therefore what? They wasn't able to knead the dough. They just had to put the dough together and throw it in the oven. Bake it. Okay? Kneading troughs being bound up in the clothes upon their shoulders. Go ahead.
And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses. And they borrowed of the Egyptians, jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. Verse 37. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men beside children.
Okay.
And a mixed multitude went up also with them in flocks and herds, even very much cattle. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough, which they brought forth out of Egypt.
They baked unleavened cakes
That's the dough.
of the dough that they had.
Sitting there already.
Again, only God knows how long the dough was
They
sitting.
didn't make that dough out
They didn't make that dough. The dough was made
there.
already.
They got kicked out.
So why do we teach people that when the dough sours, it's leaven? You know that there's yeast particles in the air?
Everywhere.
There was yeast particles in the air back then.
Ain't nothing changed.
It was yeast particles in the air back then. But God ain't talking about yeast particles in the air.
Talking about leaven in your house.
He said leaven. When you need that dough, is what begins the leavening process. Again, I will prove scripture. What I'm saying, I'm going to prove it with scripture. I'm going to prove it with the book. Okay? Go ahead.
And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened.
For it wasn't leavened.
Because they were thrust out of Egypt and could not tarry.
Wait. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough. The dough was already made again. Which they brought. You think they had time to put flour and water together?
It's midnight.
It's midnight.
It's midnight.
They're rushing out of Egypt.
Bread is made.
The dough was already put together.
The dough was waiting till the morning.
The dough was already put together and sitting.
That's correct.
They didn't have time to make dough while they left Egypt.
They were hurried up out
They was rushing out of there.
Hurry up before we.
That's common sense.
Keep people away from us.
So now he said, which they brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened.
Okay.
It was not leavened.
Ready-made dough.
So the dough was already made and sitting. Then they baked unleavened cakes.
Right.
He said because they was thrust out of Egypt and could not tarry.
Neither had they prepared for themselves any victual. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430
years.
And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day, it came to pass that all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. It is a night to be much observed unto the Lord for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is that night of the Lord to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generations. And the Lord said unto Moses and unto Aaron.
Okay, so let's cut that now. We're going to go into Leviticus 23 now. Leviticus 23 is going to give you a larger meaning, a larger breakdown of what we shouldn't be eating. There are more things that we should not be eating besides leaven. So let's go to Leviticus chapter 23.
Leviticus chapter 23.
Leviticus chapter 23.
From the top.
From the top. From the top.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
And say unto them.
And say unto them.
Concerning the feast
concerning
of the Lord.
The feast of the Lord.
Which
the Hebrew word for feast is what? The Hebrew word for feast is moaday. Moaday. You know what moaday means? Appointed times. The appointed times of God. Go ahead.
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. It's plain and simple. Who said you ain't supposed to congregate? Who said that? God just said it. A holy gathering, a holy convocation, a holy assembly. No, I don't drive. No, I don't drive. But you can't break a law to keep a law. I said you can't break a law to keep a law.
It's a way to get broke.
That don't work.
Hey, it's not
that don't work. You cannot break a law to keep a law.
They didn't do that.
So I keep my distance at a certain distance. Remember, there is a distance that you can walk. If you read the book, you had the distance from the tabernacle to the distance of the camp. That distance is permissible. Anything outside of that distance, you violate. You violate. Go ahead, read.
Even these are my feasts. 6 days shall
6
work
days
be done.
shall work be done.
But the seventh day is the Shabbat
The
of
seventh
rest.
day is the Sabbath of rest.
A holy
A
convocation.
holy convocation.
Ye shall do no work
You
therein.
shall do no work therein.
It is the Sabbath of the
It
Lord.
is the Sabbath of
in
the
all
Lord
your dwellings.
in all your dwellings.
Verse 4.
Tom C.
These are the feasts of the Lord.
So now we're going to go into the Feast of Unleavened Bread. What we should be eating, what we shouldn't be eating. So now a lot of brothers ask questions like, can you eat rice? Can you eat nuts?
Corn.
Can you eat seeds? Can you eat corn? Can you eat this? Can you eat the other? This chapter is going to explain to us what we can and what we cannot eat. We already know we have to stay away from leaven. That's number one. But there are other things besides leaven that we should not be eating. Okay, let's read.
These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month,
In the
at
14th
even.
day. What verse you at?
5.
Go ahead.
In the 14th day of the first month,
at
even
even
is the Lord's Passover.
is the Lord's Passover. Again, the 14th day at even is Passover. And that's when the killing of the lamb, that's when the lamb get killed. It was only one Passover. It was only one Passover. What we are commemorating and memorializing and celebrating is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Tom C.
In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover.
Tom C.
And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. Go ahead.
In the first day ye shall have a holy convocation.
A holy convocation on the first day.
Ye shall do no servile work.
Ye shall do no servile work therein. The Hebrew word for servile work, kal meleket abora. Now, let's go over this again. We just read in Exodus 12 where it stated that no man no work shall be done, save which every man shall eat. So on the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread and the seventh and the last day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, you can prepare your food. That's the only feast that you can prepare your food on. Is the first and the last day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Why? Because that's what I read here. When you read about all the rest of those feast days, they don't have the same standards that the Feast of Unleavened Bread has. So therefore, on the rest of those feast days, I don't cook on those days. On Yom Teruah, on Sukkot, and on the rest of those days. Because it don't have the same standard as the Feast of Unleavened Bread on the first and the last day. All right, Tom C.
Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. In the 7th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days.
You shall offer an offering
of fire.
Of fire.
Verse 8.
Right? Go ahead. Now, I have a question. It says, Exodus 16, verse 29. It says, see, for that the Lord had given you the Sabbath. Therefore he giveth you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Abide ye every man in his tent. Let no man go out of his tent on the seventh day. Okay? Now, why it says abide in your tent? Why it says that? We have to realize one thing: we're in the wilderness. We're in the wilderness.
Right.
At this point in time, we're in the wilderness. Because later on, if you read in the history, there was a woman that was going to see the prophet. And her husband told her, this is not new moon or Shabbat. Why are you going to the prophet? Why are you going to the prophet Elisha? Which means they congregated. They didn't sit home. Even God said you should have a holy convocation. Why would God command us to gather and then tell us don't leave our house? Why? He said, ye shall have a holy convocation. A holy convocation is a holy gathering. They didn't gather on the internet. They didn't have this. None of this existed. So now you got to think about these things. God's commanded us to have a holy convocation, a holy gathering. Now, the wilderness, we're in the wilderness. And there's no reason for you to leave your house looking for no bread, because I done gave you double. Don't come out here looking for no bread. And guess what they did? They came out looking for bread. God didn't get mad at them for coming out. He got mad at them coming out there looking for bread. That's what he got mad at. He didn't get mad at them for leaving their tents. He got angry at them for coming out of their tents with the intentions of looking for bread. Because if they seen bread, this is what they was going to do. They was going to pick it up. And the action of gathering, again, the action of gathering bread or gathering whatever you're going to gather is work. How do I know that the action of gathering is work? Because they killed the man for gathering sticks. I said they killed the man for gathering sticks. The man came out of his tent. He got caught gathering sticks. They took him and they stoned him to death. So now God has commanded the people, stay in your tent. I done gave you 2 manna, double omer. Don't come out here looking for bread because you can't gather on the Shabbat. They came out looking for bread. They came out looking for bread. Go back to that verse. Leviticus 23.
Leviticus 23, verse 8. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. In the 7th day is a holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel.
What verse you at?
I'm at 10.
Okay.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. And you shall offer that day, when ye wave the sheep, a he lamb without blemish in the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2 deals of fine flour mingled with an oil. An offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savior. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the 4th part of a hin. Wine.
The drink offering was of wine. But we want to talk about we can't eat nothing that's how do you think they made their wine?
Fermentation.
You don't have to add yeast to make wine.
That's right.
They made it sour.
I made wine.
It fermented.
I made homemade wine.
I made homemade wine too.
I didn't use bread or yeast.
And I was not in this present life. I was somewhere else. And I used fruits. And I made my own wine and it soured. But again, the Hebrew word for leaven is chametz. It only means leaven.
That's all we're talking about.
That's it.
Okay.
The Hebrew word for sour is chametz.
Uh-huh.
Nowhere
Keep reminding me.
Nowhere in Leviticus 23 or Exodus 12 has that Hebrew word chametz, which means sour. Because remember, they left Egypt with their dough. Only God knows how long that dough was sitting. I said only the Creator knows how long that dough was sitting. But they wasn't able to knead their dough. The kneading trowels was bounded up.
Right.
The action of kneading the dough, that's what begins the leavening process. I'm going to prove the scripture to show you. I said, I'm going to prove you with the book. Let's read.
And you shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor
Okay,
green.
time out now. Let's go back. Where we at?
Verse 14.
Okay, now, this is an important verse. And ye shall eat neither bread. Can we eat bread on Passover, on the Feast of Unleavened Bread? No, it has to be unleavened bread, right? So now this verse is telling us that we should not be eating regular bread. Bread with leaven.
Nor parched corn.
You can't eat parched corn. Can't eat corn.
Nor green ears.
Nor green ears.
Until
the self-same day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. When does the offering goes before God? That's on the morrow after Shabbat, at the end of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So now, you can't eat leaven, and these are the other things that we should not be eating. Bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the self-same day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. So let's go into the parched corn. Let's go into the green ears. What Hebrew word is used? What Hebrew word is used for those two things there? So we're going to go into what? Leviticus, we are at Leviticus 23, right? Leviticus 23, verse what? 14?
14.
Okay, so now we're going to go into the Hebrew now. Let's go into the Hebrew. Because to get this clear, okay, the Hebrew word for parched corn is quali. Okay, quali. What does quali mean? Quali means roasted or parched grains. So this is why I stay away from rice. Rice is a grain. I stay away from all grains on the Feast of Unleavened Bread because grains can only be eaten until after the offering went before God. And the offering didn't go up before God until the end of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Okay? Roasted or parched grains. Let's keep going. Okay? Or nor green ears. What is green ears? Right? When I looked up the word green ears, it's carmel. Carmel, so quali and carmel you can't eat. Carmel is green wheat or fresh grains. Quali is also seeds. Sorry. I said quali is also seeds. So I stay away from seeds. Nuts, seeds, beans, those are all seeds. So I stay away from that. Again, I'm not telling you nothing off the figmentation of my mind.
Right, that's right.
Everything is right here.
That's right.
Whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to hearken or not, it's your choice.
Grains or seeds.
That's your choice. Okay? What is quinoa? Is quinoa a grain?
It's a grain.
If quinoa is a grain, then you can't eat quinoa. You cannot eat no grain. Because, again, let's go over the verse again. And ye shall eat neither bread. You can't eat bread. Ye shall eat neither bread nor parched corn. Parched corn in the Hebrew is quali. Quali means roasted or parched grains or seeds. Okay? I'll stay away from those things. Nor green ears. The word green ears in the Hebrew is cardamel. It means green wheat or fresh grain. Until the self-same day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. Tamshi, it shall be a statute forever.
Throughout your generations.
Throughout your
In
generation.
all your dwellings. And you shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that you bought the sheep of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. 7 Shabbats shall be complete. Okay? How many is that? Was it 49? 49. 40 times 7.
49. You have to count. And we was commanded to count the Omer. I said we was commanded to count the Omer. And on the 50th day is what? The Feast of Weeks. On the 50th day is the Feast of Weeks. Tamshi.
And you shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Verse 17. You shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tent deals. Okay, so let's cut that now. Now I want to prove to you. Let's go to Hosea 7. Because a lot of us say, well, how do we get our dough leavened? How? They didn't have baking powder, and they didn't have yeast. So let's go to Hosea 7, family. Everybody, let's go to Hosea 7, and we're going to go, let's go to Hosea chapter 7. All right? Hosea chapter 7. Hosea chapter 7, verse 4. After I go into this, then we're going to go into 1 Samuel. Okay? Hosea chapter 7, verse 4. Tamshi. Verse 4.
Verse 4.
They are all adulterers.
They are all adulterers.
As an oven heated by the baker.
As an oven heated by the baker. All bakers knows this. When you are baking bread, you preheat the oven. Go ahead.
Who sees it from raising after he hath kneaded the dough until it be leavened.
Who sees it from raising after he had kneaded the dough. Okay? Until what?
Until it be leavened.
Are we hearing this? So what leavens the dough? When you knead it.
Kneading it.
Plain and simple. Again, these are not my words. It's all up to you whether you want to follow this or not. Okay? It says, they are all adulterers as an oven heated by the baker who ceased it from raising after he had kneaded the dough until it be leavened. So therefore, I don't buy matzos on Feast of Unleavened Bread. I don't buy matzos on Feast of Unleavened Bread. And if you got matzos in your house, I will not be in your house. If you have matzos in your camp, I'm not coming to your camp because I don't want to be around nothing that is leavened. I don't want to be around that. Whether you believe it or not, you're disproving the book. That's what the book says. So when you knead your dough, that's what begins the leavening process. So bake your dough, nation of Israel, bake your dough. And then what does God call it? Lekemoni. Bread of what?
Bread of affliction.
Bread of affliction.
Yeah.
Is matzos bread of affliction?
No.
Matzos is so good, I eat it during the week. With some butter and honey, peanut butter and jelly. The nations, the people, the heathens call it crackers. That's not bread.
They don't call it bread.
Go bake your own bread, man.
Everybody knows that.
He said, God said, follow the ancient path. He said, follow the ancient path. When you find it, walk therein. Stop looking for shortcuts. That's what we do. We look for shortcuts.
Ways around.
Why? Because we lazy.
Yeah.
Just like the look. We look for shortcuts because we lazy. I'm tired of braiding his hair. So let me take him to the barber shop and give him a haircut. Let me skin back him head. Skin his hair back. Oh my goodness. You lazy, man. You lazy. Okay now. Let's go to 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel, chapter 28. 1 Samuel chapter 28. And we're going to go to the spot. We're going straight to the spot there. 1 Samuel chapter 28, let's start Let's start when she called up the prophet, man. I gotta read. That's deep. Let's start when we called up the prophet. Let's start from verse 11. Yeah. 1 Samuel chapter 28, verse 11.
Then said the woman,
Uh-huh.
whom shall I bring up unto thee?
Uh-huh.
And he said, bring me up, Samuel. And
So at this point in time, Saul he's what's the word I use? He's desperate. See, one thing with our forefathers, they trusted in God 100%. And they had that connection with God to where when they needed an answer, God would answer them. They depended on God's direction. And when they wasn't getting that direction from God, they didn't know what to do. So the king is looking for answers. By the way, don't talk against the King Saul. Leave King Saul alone. You know why? Because King Saul can only count his iniquities and the things that he did wrong with God on one hand. We can't count. We don't even know how many iniquities we done did. Oh, he was evil, but you're more evil than him. We got to remember that these people in this book, the man and the woman in this book, was put here for examples. They was chosen by God. They was chosen by God. And remember what Samuel told King Saul. He said, you and your sons gonna be with me. When I die, I would love to be with Samuel. Please come to the dream and tell me that I'm gonna be with you. What? I'm gonna be with you, Prophet Saul? Samuel? Okay. I'm looking to die now. I know I'm good. I'm laid up in my chambers next to the prophet. You kidding me?
That's right.
Don't talk against these man them in the book, man.
That's right.
Leave these people, leave them alone, man. Don't criticize them. Tom sheet. 1 Samuel chapter 28, verse 12.
And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice.
The witch of Endor called up Samuel. Okay? And when she brought up Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. This is why God said, stay away from witchcraft, stay away from enchantments, stay away from horoscopes and palm readings, because it does work. But God said he didn't suffer us to do that.
That's right. We don't have to do that.
God said we don't have to do that because we got the true living God. And we need an answer, we can go to God and get an answer.
That's right. Pay attention. That's right.
Tom sheet.
And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice.
So when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice, right? Go ahead.
And the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me?
So the woman looked, she said, why you deceived me?
But thou art Saul.
Huh? Now, how did he deceive her? By concealing who he was. Anytime you conceal yourself, it's deceit. That's deceit. That's deceitful. Go ahead.
But what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth.
I saw gods.
All right.
She said, I saw Elohims coming up out the earth. Go ahead.
And he said unto her, what form is he of?
She said, what form is he of?
And she said, an old man.
It's an old man coming up.
And he is covered with a mantle.
And he's covered with his mantle.
And Saul perceived.
Which means what? Whatever you die in, whatever clothes you die in, that's what you carry.
That's how you look in the spirit.
That's how you look.
Okay?
Don't dress me in no robe. That don't mean nothing. You didn't die in that robe.
Right.
You're going to go before God in whatever you had on.
Yeah.
I want to go before God in the ancient, in godly apparel.
That's right.
I don't want to go before God in the suit and tie. I don't want to go before God in the t-shirt and the sweater. I want to go before God in the clothes that God gave us, in our robes and our garments. Those are the clothes that is accepted by God.
Yeah.
This is how we need to be dressing. This is our dress wear.
Yeah.
That's our dress wear. Not a suit and tie with lapels, not t-shirts and sweaters and hoodies and blazers. And then these people, Like they hate the garments.
Yeah.
They hate the robes. They won't even put on the garment on Shabbat.
Right.
Not even on Shabbat.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
True.
When you dress a certain way, you behave in that form of fashion. It brings a certain spirit to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Tom Sheep.
And Saul perceived that it was Samuel.
Saul perceived that it was Samuel. Read.
And he stooped with his face to the
He
ground
stooped with his face to the ground.
and bowed himself.
And he bowed himself.
And Samuel said to Saul, "Why hast thou disquieted
You
me?"
know what's the Hebrew word for disquieted?
Tell me what it means.
Samuel asked King Saul, "Why did you disquiet me?" The Hebrew word for disquieted is ragaz. Ragaz means to disturb.
Disturbed.
Ragaz means to agitate. Huh?
Aggravated him.
Why did you disturb me?
So
He was resting.
He's somewhere else, resting.
The prophet Samuel changed planes.
He died already.
He died. But his spirit was somewhere resting.
Rested. That's why.
His spirit was somewhere resting. That's why he asked the king. That's why he asked King Saul, "Why did you disturb me?" This is not. It's nothing metaphor about this. This ain't no metaphor, man.
Being disturbed.
It's only a metaphor to the non-believers.
That's right. There you go.
I say it's only a metaphor to the
There you
non-believers.
go.
Because you have a problem believing what you read.
That's not
But I believe.
Yeah,
I said, I believe
man.
that if I live my life just and upright, observing his laws and his commandments and his statutes, holy and perfect, my spirit gonna rest too. I said, my spirit will rest. Just like the prophet Samuel.
That's what you read, huh?
Because there is a reward. King David said there's a reward for the godly. Huh? I said King David said there is a reward for the godly. King David didn't get his reward. He got chased all over Israel by his son. Amnon raped his own sister. Adonijah tried to usurp and take over the kingship. But all that happened was because of the works of King David's hand. What he did with Bathsheba. So God visited his iniquity, his faults, his iniquities upon his whole house and stirred up his whole house. His own son took all his wives and laid with them on this roof. Laid with them on the roof. Go ahead, let's read.
And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, "Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up?"
Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? Disquieted means to agitate or disturb. Why did you disturb me to bring me up?
And Saul answered, "I am sore distressed.
I'm sore distressed.
For the Philistines make war against me. And God is departed from me.
And God is departed from
and
me.
answereth me no more.
And he answers me no more.
Neither by prophets, nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. Then said Samuel, "Wherefore then dost thou ask of me, seeing the Lord is departed from thee?"
He said, "Why you ask me, seeing God has departed from you?" Why are you looking for an answer? I don't have an answer from you. If God don't have an answer for you, I don't have an answer from you. That's the mentality of the prophet. If God don't accept you, I can't accept you. If God despises you, hey, I gotta back up off you. Tom Sheep.
Then says Samuel, "Then the Lord hath done to him as he has spake by me. For the Lord hath rent the kingdom out of thine hand.
For the Lord hath rent the kingdom out of thy hand.
And given it to thy neighbor, even to David. Because thou obeyest not the voice of the Lord,
the voice of the Lord,
nor executed his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore hath the Lord done this thing unto thee this day. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines. And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. The Lord also shall deliver the hosts of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. Then Saul fell straightway all along on the earth and was sore afraid because of the words of Samuel. And there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all the day,
all that day,
nor all the night. And the woman came unto Saul and saw that he was sore troubled and said unto him, Behold, thine handmaid hath obeyed thy voice, and I have put my life in my hand.
Okay, now, so this is the verse I want to get to. So the witch Andor went to Saul. She said, your handmaid had obeyed your voice. Go ahead.
And I have hearkened unto my words which thou spakest unto me. Now therefore I pray thee. Hearken thou also unto the voice of thine handmaid, and let me set a morsel of bread.
Let me set a morsel of bread before thee. Read.
And eat. And that thou mayest have strength when thou goest on thy way.
So the witch Endor is offering him bread, right? Go ahead, read.
But he refused. And said, I will not eat. But his servants together with the woman compelled him. And he hearkened unto their voice. So he arose from the earth and sat upon the bed.
Now check this verse out now. This is the verse I want to get to. This is going to prove whether the bread was leavened or unleavened. Go ahead.
And the woman had a fat calf in the house, and she hasted and killed it. She took flour and kneaded it.
Wait a minute now. She took flour, right? And kneaded it. How can you take flour and knead it? There's no way you can knead flour. Okay? Listen now. She took flour. So the Hebrew word for flour is kwamatz or kwamak. It means the dough. And she took the dough. Now again, the dough was already made. She didn't have to prepare the dough.
The dough was already made.
She said she took the dough, right? And kneaded it. Right? And kneaded it. The Hebrew word for kneaded don't mean knead. It doesn't mean knead, which means she did not knead it, right? Talash, it means to pluck or to tear. So she plucked the dough, right? And did bake unleavened bread.
She took a piece from it.
Right.
And made bread with it.
She didn't knead it, because if she would have kneaded it, it wouldn't have been unleavened bread. It would have been leavened bread. Hosea chapter 7 states the same, proved my point also. Hosea chapter 7 says that they kneaded the dough until it was leavened. So when you knead your dough, that's what begins the leavening process. That's how you leaven your dough. They didn't have yeast. They didn't have baking powder. God is not talking about the yeast particles in the air, because they had yeast particles in the air back then.
That's right.
Okay? So, with that, I hope everybody has gotten what was bought. And I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom, right?
Shabbat Shalom.
Before I come down, I have to go to 2 Kings, because I have to prove a point. Go to 2 Kings chapter 4. Okay? Go to 2 Kings chapter 4. And we're not going to the whole chapter. We're going to the spot. We're going to 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 21. So at this point in time, her son is dead. This is the woman that her son died, right? So, and she went up and laid him on the bed of the man of God. She took her son and put her son in Elisha's chambers, and shut the door upon him, and went out. She called unto her husband and said, Send me, I pray thee, one of the young men, and one of the asses, that I may run to the man of God and come again. And her husband said, and he said, Wherefore? Wherefore means why? Why wilt thou go to him today? It is neither new moon nor Sabbath. That's
simple.
That's it.
Which means they used to go to the prophet
On the new moon.
on new moons and Sabbaths. But people read this verse and they give you a whole different explanation. This don't mean that. This don't mean that. It means this, this, and this, and this. It means what it says. How are you disproving and going against what it says here? Again, when God told the nation of Israel to stay in their tents, that was while they was in the wilderness. He said, don't come out of your tents. I'm giving you double bread.
Don't come out looking
They
for
came
that.
out looking for
He's
bread.
talking about the home of bread, the manna.
They came out looking for bread. That's what the book says. They came out looking for bread, and God got angry at them because they came out looking for bread. Not because they came out their tents. They came out looking for bread. So God said, how long is these people not going to believe me? That's what the book says. You came out of your tents looking for bread after I told you don't come out. I gave you double. Don't come out. He said, if you're not going to find it in the field. It's not talking about leaving the tent. He said, when you come out of your tent looking for bread, he said, don't come out looking for bread. He said, because you're not going to find it in the field. I done gave you double. Reading comprehension. It's talking about the bread, not about them staying in their tents. Anybody have any questions? Any questions before I come down? Now, you have it. The do's and the don'ts of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. What you can eat, what you shouldn't be eating. What you can do, what you should not be doing. And again, you can cook. You can cook on the first and the last day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Yeah.
Those 2 days are holy convocations, but you can cook on those days. Those days, the only days. The rest of those feast days, you cannot cook.
That's right.
If you cook on the rest of those feast days, you are breaking and violating the day.
That's right.
Do we have any more questions? Now, that was my job, just to expound on what the book says. Whether you hear or forbear,
That's right.
you want to continue doing as you please and going with this teacher, going with that one, and going with the other one, and going with this one. But not everybody explained the book from what it says in here. Then we add our own explanation, our own explanations to fit our sick minds. What I think and how I feel. I didn't feel like leaving my house anyway. So I just stay home. Whatever, man. Do what you want to do.
Get the link.
Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? We don't have any more questions. We don't have no questions. Then hey, I'm gonna shut down, and we will be starting teachings. We'll be starting teachings tomorrow at 10:30. Can you please discuss the vinegar? Now, the reason why I said we don't have to get rid of vinegar is because God wasn't talking about sour. And I just went through the examples. I'm going to go through everything. I'm going to run through everything again. The Hebrew word for chametz, which is leaven, it means leaven. The Hebrew word for sour is chamatz. Nowhere in the book it has that word chamatz. Okay? When the nation of Israel left Egypt, right? They left Egypt, their dough was already made. The kneading troughs was bounded up. They wasn't able to knead their dough. The dough was already made. They would just be able to bake it. We don't know how long that dough was sitting. how long that was sitting. So now, if you're going to have vinegar, you have to make sure now and do your own research if they don't put yeast in it. If they put yeast in the vinegar, don't have no vinegar in the house. If you can get vinegar without yeast, then you can have that. That's not leaven. It's not leaven, and there's no yeast in it. I say again, the Hebrew word for parched corn and green ears is quali with caramel. Quali is toasted grains or toasted or roasted grains and seeds. I don't eat seeds and I don't eat no grains on the Feast of Unleavened Bread, during the Feast of Unleavened Bread, because the parched corn, the green ears, and the and parched corn, green ears was only eaten, and the bread was eaten after the offering. That's at the end of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Right. So therefore, during the Feast of Unleavened Bread, parched corn and green ears I don't eat. Parched corn and green ears is quali and caramel. Quali is seeds, roasted or parched grains. I don't eat rice. I don't eat no rice because that's grains. Right. I don't eat no rice. Okay. Caramel. Okay, I don't eat none of that. As you already explained, Passover, you can cook on the first and the last day. Exactly. Exodus 12 said, save what every man shall eat. When you read Exodus 12, it said, no manner of work shall be done. Save which every man must eat. So if I want to prepare something to eat, I can prepare it and eat on the first and the last day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The Feast of Unleavened Bread is the only day that have that standard. Sukkot don't have that standard. Yom Teruah don't have that standard. None of the appointed times have that standard but the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Right. So therefore, during the rest of those appointed times, you have to make sure I prepare my food from the day before. Because I don't want to violate. You can do what you want. I'm not forcing this on nobody. But this is what the book says. This is what the book says. Okay? Verse 11. What if Passover falls on Shabbat? Oh, well, nothing supersedes Shabbat. If the Feast of Unleavened Bread falls on Shabbat, I ain't cooking on Shabbat. Because the Shabbat supersedes the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The rules of the Shabbat supersedes that. So I'm not going to cook on that day.
Shabbat is counted first.
Right. The Shabbat is counted first. Right. Any more questions? Any more questions? Those were good questions. Excellent questions, because those are questions that people ask and they feel that they can do certain things, but Shabbat nothing supersedes Shabbat. Nothing.
No other day.
No other day. It was a question before was asked, can you do a circumcision on the Shabbat? You know why I wouldn't do a circumcision if it falls on the 8th day on Shabbat? Again, nothing supersedes the Shabbat.
Shabbat cancels out.
This is a business. You want me to pay you. I got to pay you to do the circumcision, and you come to do the circumcision. I'm paying you, and we going through all this on Shabbat? No. No.
That's correct.
Nothing supersedes Shabbat.
Gets 100% attention. That's right.
Share, like, and subscribe, family. Share, like, and subscribe. Do we have any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? What's your thought on rekindle a fire on Shabbat? We can't kindle no fire on Shabbat. We say we cannot kindle no fire on Shabbat. You cannot kindle. If you kindle fire on Shabbat, you have profaned the day.
No ignition, spark, or lighting.
That's right. It ain't talking about electrical. It's talking about fire. I can plug my charger in the wall You can plug things in. It ain't talking about electrical.
It's already a line current.
If on shop, you have to, if you desire to warm your food up, I would say leave your burners on. Put it on low. Leave your burners on from before the Shabbat. Friday, cut your burners on and you leave it on. And it stays on all night, all day, so that when you want to warm your food up, you can wrap your food and sit it on the stove and warm it up. And then you can eat it. But kindling fire on Shabbat is a no-no.
Under no circumstances.
Under no circumstances. Any more questions? Any more questions? Let's get these lights up. Get the lights up. Got 30 people in the room, only 20 lights. Get these lights up. Any more questions? When it comes to circumcision, if the Most High said the 8th day, then who are we not to listen? Of course, I agree. The Most High also said the Feast of Unleavened Bread should be observed, right? And you can cook on the Feast of Unleavened Day,
right.
Feast of Unleavened Bread, the first and the last day. But if it falls on Shabbat, are you still going to cook? No.
I'm not doing nothing.
No, because the Shabbat supersedes the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So the Shabbat supersedes circumcision too.
Yes.
So if my son 8th day falls on the Shabbat, I will circumcise him the day before or one day ahead, but or day after. But me personally, I wouldn't do it on Shabbat. The rules of the Shabbat supersede. Nothing supersedes the Shabbat. Nothing. Nothing supersedes the Shabbat. I mean,
it's a service that you have done that's not for the Shabbat.
Right.
That's why, regardless of what, that has to be canceled out. The Shabbat rules cancel out every other duty or obligation or service.
Mm-hmm. Any more questions? Any questions? Any questions? What law tells me not to cook on the second? What law tells me not to cook on the second, 6th day of the Feast of Unleavened? Okay, so we're gonna go. Let's go into Exodus 12. You're asking what law says you can cook on the.
He says what law tells me not to cook on the 2nd to the 6th day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You can cook. You can cook throughout.
You can cook
throughout. As long as it don't fall on the Shabbat.
Right. You can cook throughout the whole time of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, just not on Shabbat. Just not on Shabbat. It says in Exodus 12, verse 16. Let's go over the verse. Exodus 12, verse 16 states, and in the first day there shall be a holy convocation, a holy gathering. And in the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that only which every man must eat. That only may be done of you. So therefore, we can on the first and the last day is the holy convocation. All right, we can't do no work. That's what the book says. But the only work that is permissible, the only work that is accepted, is to prepare your meals. What you're gonna eat, you can prepare your meals, whatever you desire to eat for yourself. That's what the book says. Exodus. Okay. Okay. But you cannot break a law to keep another circumcision. Goes on what? I don't understand what she's saying.
She's saying that what she's saying is that the circumcision can be done on the Sabbath. You just get it done for free. But it's still work and it's still a service. So she says she shouldn't get done before for free on the Shabbat. I've seen a lot of things done before on Shabbat.
So if that's the case, and the servants can circumcise the mother and father don't do it. So the servant,
the person that's doing the circumcision is serving. It's still a service.
See, again, nothing supersedes the Shabbat.
So
And these are instances where you need Moses to explain certain things. So to keep myself in the clear, I'm not going to violate the Shabbat. I'm not violating the Shabbat. Okay? I'm not going to violate the Shabbat. All right? So what about our families that's handicapped or helpless?
They're exempt.
They're exempt.
So, even on the Shabbat day, there's somebody that is
Right.
not everybody.
The ones that's helpless and
help
handicapped, they need help. Of course,
Yes.
that's wisdom.
Yes.
Help them.
Yes.
I'm not
If
going
I
to
have
tell you. I'm not
handicap
going.
around me. I'm
Right.
going to help
Right.
them.
Right.
Only them.
Right. I'm not going to tell you to leave them alone because they can't help themselves. So of course, help
You
them.
know the wisdom in that.
Right. There's no wisdom in that. There's no wisdom to leave them to themselves. So then we shouldn't have public namings on Shabbat. It's a service. No. Show me in the book where we had a public
You
naming.
never had public naming.
If you can show me in the book where we have public namings, then do it.
Whenever the child
Till
was
then,
born,
I don't do public namings. My brother just had a tinduk, just had a baby, just had a son. We ain't having no damn public naming. Why? Because I ain't read nowhere where Moses had a public naming. I ain't read nowhere where Sarah had a public naming. Or maybe Eve had a public naming. Show me where Isaac had a public naming. Can you show me these things? So why do we do these things?
That's not a visual.
Why? That's not our custom to have no damn public naming. I didn't read that in the book. And that's not our custom. That's not our tradition. We are adding traditions in our customs. Public naming. I ain't read that. Another thing that Israelites is adding on, bar mitzvah. Now they have bat mitzvah and bar mitzvah. Show me a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah in the book. If you can't show me a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah in the book, then why we do it? It's plain and simple. Follow what the book says.
Public namings come from Roman era.
Okay, public namings is from Roman eras. They did that. We ain't do that. We didn't do that.
On Shabbat for free. Is it a violation?
Okay, so then we shouldn't have public Shabbat as a service. Okay, Shabbat Shalom. Okay, but the Sabbath is the high holy day. Yes, it is. The Shabbat is the high holy day, the holiest day.
None holier than the Shabbat.
That's right. Ain't nothing more holier than the Shabbat.
It was here before all other feasts.
Nothing more holier than the Shabbat day.
That's correct.
Would it be a violation to the Shabbat if done for free? It's a service. I wouldn't do it because you're still serving me and still I wouldn't do it.
Doing a circumcision.
Me personally, I wouldn't do it. Even though you had people that did it, that's them. But me, I wouldn't do it. Or maybe Lilith is a demon.
That's
a demon.
A demon made up in Judaism,
right? It's a demon. It's a Judaic mythology. Right? It's a demon.
It's called an incubus.
Right? Incubus is some foolishness.
Like that.
Yeah,
it's not in the book.
Right?
God doesn't talk about this is made up by man. These are names and traditions.
Yom Kippur is not the high holy day. You know why? Because Yom Kippur don't have the restrictions like Shabbat. Shabbat said the rules of the Shabbat. It said don't kindle, right? Yom Kippur you could kindle. If I'm cold in my house, I can go to my stove and turn my stove on. Because Yom Kippur don't say you shouldn't kindle. Okay? Shabbat is the highest hope. This was the day that God observed.
Respect this day.
God observed the Shabbat. He said, I rested and ceased from my work.
This is before Yom Kippur.
This is before Yom Kippur.
Before any other feast day. This day was observed.
There's no day more holier than the Shabbat.
That's correct.
No, Lilith is not Adam's mistress.
Oh my goodness.
Nowhere in the book says that Adam had one wife.
We only go by what's in the book.
We have to go by what is in the book. Nowhere in this book tells you that Adam had a mistress named Lilith. Nowhere in here. We're following and we're
That's
reading
Judaism.
these crazy books.
That's Judaism.
That is Judaism. We have to stay away from these things. Adam had one wife, and her name is Eve. That's it. That's all I see here. That's all I see here.
It doesn't say it in the Old Testament, King James.
Is it true? Is it true we have to fight if necessary on the Sabbath?
Yes.
Being a Maccabee, of course.
Defend yourself.
You see the Maccabees, they had to fight because they was killing the
ones
Jews.
before that didn't
They was
fight.
killing us. The ones before didn't fight, and they got killed
They said,
off.
we're not gonna die
So
foolishly
Maccabees and his sons said, we ain't gonna die foolishly.
and be over
And
So
and
we're
be
not gonna
over
be
holy.
over
Exactly.
holy like our
And then
brothers.
guess what they did? After they did and went to war with them, they ran up, they went where? Into the mountains
They left it in the
to
mountains.
keep the Shabbat
That
day.
way they can keep the Shabbat.
They went up in the
They
mountains
don't have to do that.
because our forefathers was keeping the Shabbat, observing the Shabbat, and they was getting rolled on. They was getting killed.
At that
And they-
moment, that's
And
right.
they were saying, well, we ain't gonna fight on the Shabbat. You're being over holy. If they come in to harm you, you better fight. You better fight. The Shabbat day is the highest holy day. It's the day that the Most High Adonai kept. Exactly. That's right.
God did fasting. Man.
That's right. That's
He
right.
observed the day of the
That's
Shabbat
right.
day. He observed
That's right.
that day. That's the one day God
Shabbat,
observed himself.
Shabbaton. Shabbat, Shabbaton means general strike. Shabbat, Shabbaton means work stoppage.
Total
You know what a
shutdown.
general strike is?
General strike.
General strike, everything is on a halt. Everything stops.
Yeah.
Everything
Can't
stops. So if it's a general strike, you think you could do a circumcision? If it's a strike,
strike
Okay.
means everything.
if it's a strike, you think you could do a circumcision?
Okay.
It's a strike.
Okay.
Work stoppage.
Work
It's
stoppage.
just work.
No service
That
ought
is
to be
work.
done on that day.
Total
That is
shutdown.
work.
Everything shut down.
Yeah.
Everything shut down.
Hashem.
Yes, it's a Shabbat Shabbaton.
Yes.
Yom Kippur, yes. Yom Kippur is a Shabbat Shabbaton. It is like the Sabbath. It is a Sabbath, but it's not the Sabbath.
Right.
Some of these days have rules like the Shabbat, but
Right.
they don't all have
Like Yom Teruah.
100% rules.
Yom
like the
Teruah
Shabbat.
got Shabbat Shabbaton.
That's correct.
But it's not like the Shabbat.
No.
It's not like the Shabbat.
No.
We have certain days that says Shabbat Shabbaton,
We have total
but it's
restriction on
not
that.
like the Shabbat.
Shabbat.
It doesn't have the rules of the Shabbat.
Well, Shabbat is 100% restriction.
Right. Any more questions? Any more questions? I hope I see you guys in the morning.
Go
10:30.
over the chapters.
10:30. Go over your chapters. Go over Exodus 12. Go over Leviticus 23. Go over Hosea 7. Go over 1 Samuel chapter 28. And all those instances you will see. Hosea 7 tells you how to leaven your dough. 1 Samuel chapter 28, it tells you whether the dough that the witcher Endor made for King Saul was leavened or unleavened. If you go into the Hebrew, it will tell you a different meaning. And go through Exodus 12 for yourself. For clarification, Sabbath to bath in the holy presence of the Most High. That's why it's most holy, Kwadosh. That's right. That's right.
Most holy.
Engel. Great blessing. Hopefully, I see you guys in the morning. We starting at 10:30.
Yeah.
10:30 a.m. Do we have any more questions? Any more questions, family? Any more questions? I think Yom Kippur is highest, holiest day because the Most High grants everyone an opportunity to ask for forgiveness. Not that can't do every day, but you can ask for
You can do
forgiveness
that
any
any
day.
day. You don't have to wait for Yom
I don't have to
Kippur,
wait for Yom Kippur.
right?
I don't ask God forgiveness, and I don't wait for Yom Kippur no
And
more.
that's just personally about Israel's
okay.
sins.
Now,
Shabbat is
who's to say that
Way more
those sins
about
is gone?
right.
Right.
You can fast and pray and ask for
That's right.
forgiveness, but we need the high priest to get those iniquities up off
That's
us.
right.
We need the high priest to confess the sins of the nation upon the head of that scapegoat. That process is not being done. So the only way we can clean ourselves from our iniquities, we got to stop overstepping our boundaries with God. We got to stop sinning presumptuously because we violate the law knowing that it's a violation. Knowing that it's a violation. We the same as last year. We the same 2 years before. We haven't changed. We ain't changing. Okay, Nehemiah 19 shows that the Sabbath doesn't start at evening. Okay, so I'm going to go into that. They closed the gates that night before the Sabbath, it says. Okay, 19. Yes, Kohen HaGadol is needed. Boom, boom, Nehemiah 13 chapter. That's what Nehemiah did at that time to keep things safe. Where you quoting from, Avia? So are we getting the sin up off us then? So why are we observing Yom Kippur if our sins aren't being wiped away? Your sins are not being wiped away because you need a high priest to get rid of your iniquities. We need the high priest to confess our sins upon the head of that scapegoat.
We still got to fast today. We still have. We're still ordered to fast.
We still got to fast.
We're still ordered to gather on that day.
Okay, so now let me go into this, brother. This guy said Nehemiah 19 shows that the Shabbat doesn't start at evening. But Genesis chapter 1 says what? From evening to morning is one day. So now we're going to go into Nehemiah 19.
There's only 13 chapters.
There's only 13 chapters. Nehemiah 19. There's no Nehemiah 19. It's Nehemiah 13 is the last chapter. So let's go. You must be talking about Nehemiah 13.
Yes.
Let's go to Nehemiah 13. It says, and it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath. Okay? Before the Sabbath. Okay? Before the Sabbath. Right? Now, when it says began to get dark, the Hebrew word for dark is zalu. It means when the shadow was cast. When the shadow was cast, it ain't dark. It ain't dark yet. Remember in Leviticus 15, when it says, if the seed of copulation has left you, God said you shall wash at evening, and when the sun is down, you are clean.
When the sun is down is when the Sabbath came.
When the sun is down, you are clean. When the sun is down here, that's when you are in full-fledged of the Shabbat. But you shut the gates before it's dark.
Right.
At Zalu, the Hebrew word for dark is Zalu, means the shadow was cast. It was still light outside. He said, let me shut these gates.
Before it gets dark.
He threw out, got rid of all these people. They was coming at the gates to sell their wares. He said, get up out of here. Shut the gates. Don't come at this door no more. Okay? Before the Sabbath, I commanded that the gates should be shut. The Shabbat ain't here yet. But he shut the gates before the Shabbat came in.
That's right before dark.
That's right before dark. That's right before it got dark.
Sun is setting.
Sun is still up. It's still setting. The Shabbat is not here yet.
It means the shadow is real long.
That's right.
That's what that means when it says the shadow is
right. That's what Nehemiah did at the time to keep things safe. Nehemiah did that to keep the people from selling their wares.
That's what they were doing.
So are we even getting the sin of no? You can get your own iniquities up off you. Stop violating. Stop lying. Stop stealing. Stop eating things you ain't had no business eating. And you can get it up off you.
I'm seeing it in Nehemiah 13, but I think the people that took over the law did certain changes to cover all degrees. Even if it started daytime, I think they make it evening to evening to keep things holy. Sorry, 13 mistake. The separation is there day and night. We don't know if our sins are being wiped away for sure, but your effort determines that. Keep the commandments. When we mess up, we separate ourselves from the Holy One of Israel. That's right. He literally told David, you despise me by committing the act instead of bringing it in the open. The Most High. That's right. That's right. That's right. Because he committed the act in secret instead of bringing it before the people, because David thought he was justified because Uriah was not a heathen. I wouldn't say Uriah was a heathen. Uriah was a Hittite, but he started living according to the laws of God. Right. He was a stranger. He was a Hittite. But they treated him as a homeborn. He lived like us. He followed the laws. He did everything that we did. Okay? But he made a mistake by doing that to children. We're involved in everything. Cain, our effort is count as righteousness before God. Right. Okay, I never knew the translation. I will look into that. Thanks, brothers. Mr. Musha, Shabbat Shalom. We start tomorrow at 10:30, brother. Join us tomorrow. Join us. 10:30. Any questions? Any more questions? Yeah, I want to set it down. And with that, all right. Anybody had any more questions? And with that, I'm gonna say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
10:30 tomorrow. We will have Shabbat teachings.